Hello, and welcome back to Discover Your Ruby Rose Gems with Dr. Tara. I'm your host, Dr. Tara. Last week, or a couple weeks ago, I talked to you about authenticity and what it looks like to live a more authentic life. Well, today I want to go further into that and introduce a new concept, self-acceptance. So, living authentically is more about being honest and true to you than it is about being true and honest to the world. Because when you're honest and true with yourself, then the world gets that version of you. So if I am being true to me, and being honest with me, and being accepting of myself, then the world automatically gets that, right? So being honest with myself, being true to myself, loving myself and accepting myself all helps me become or live a more authentic life. So authenticity becomes possible when you learn to be true to you, love all of you, and ultimately learn unconditional and radical self-acceptance. So what is self-acceptance? Well, I don't want you to get it confused with self-esteem because it's not. They're not the same thing. They're in the same family, but they're closely related, but they're not twins. Okay. Self-esteem is based off of rating. It's basically how you rate yourself on a performance of a certain thing, certain task. How you rate yourself in life, rate yourself in work, rate yourself in relationships. And so, as long as you're doing well, your esteem is high. But as soon as you're not doing well, the esteem suffers. Well, self-acceptance is not based on anything. It's based on nothing except raw self-acceptance. Just rawly, unconditionally, radically accepting of yourself. That means flaws and all. Now listen, I'm not suggesting that you just go around and live life making mistakes and just doing whatever you want to do, wreaking havoc all over the world. Okay, that's not the same thing here. Self-acceptance means I accept who I am, where I am today, while still working towards being a better version of me. So if I see that I'm not a good communicator, for example, there's nothing wrong with me working towards being a better communicator. It just means that I accept who I am right now, and I don't walk around judging myself on my communication skills. I do something to improve my communication skills. Okay. So part of self-acceptance, or part of the reason why we are not living our lives authentically and self-accepting ourselves, is because we were taught by these well-intended individuals as children. They're called parents, teachers, religious leaders, social media, society, peers, and any other well-intended individual who had good intentions for us, right? They didn't do this on purpose, but they taught us, to rate ourselves, to compare ourselves, whether it was directly or indirectly, it was taught. Okay. So that's what we were taught to do, but that makes living life stressful when I'm always walking around comparing myself to other people. And even when I'm in competition with myself, it can be stressful because it makes me live a very critical and judgmental life. I'm always being critical and I'm always judging myself. So if this sounds like you, stay tuned. We're going to talk about how to break free of this. Okay. So again, I want to be clear. I'm not saying to be complacent and to never work towards being better, but I am saying I want you to work towards breaking the habit of being so critical on yourself and being so judgmental towards yourself. So how do we become more self-accepting? Well, as always, I have a couple ideas to share with you. All right, here we go. Number one, seek your own opinion. Seek your own approval. Seek your own approval. So a lot of times we're walking around trying to seek the validation of others, external validation, right? External motivation. And there's nothing wrong with receiving some validation or receiving some I don't even want to say validation, affirmation, okay? To know who doesn't want to know they're doing a good job, who doesn't want to know that they look nice today. But I don't walk around the world waiting for the world to acknowledge me and what I'm doing or what I'm not doing. I give that to myself, right? Because if I don't get it from the world, then my ego isn't shaken. My self-esteem isn't shook. So seek your own approval, okay? Number one. Number two, be yourself. Do what you want to do. I talked about this, I think, in an episode or two ago. Do what you want to do. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. Go about life doing the things that you like, you love, and that bring interest, that you have interest in, and that bring you joy. So be yourself. Number three, I've talked about this a lot. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so critical. Be compassionate. Be kind. Be understanding. Give yourself some grace and be patient with yourself as you're journeying through life. All right. Number four, my favorite. Have fun. Okay. Enjoy life. Laugh. Play. Be a kid again. All right. Enjoy the journey of life and the process towards becoming your more authentic self. Number five, practice self-care. Okay. And I've talked about self-care before. That doesn't just mean pedicures and manicures and massages. That means do those things and some other things too. Take care of yourself emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, right? Exercise, eat well, choose positive people to be in your life, seek therapy if you need to, pray, meditate, all of those things. Holistically take care of yourself, all right? Don't forget, number six, your opinion counts, okay? What you think matters, all right? It's okay to share what you're thinking. Now listen, don't take over the room, okay? Because everybody has an opinion. They're like asses, we all have them. So share the platform. But don't be afraid to say what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Tactfully, please. All right. Number seven, chase your dreams. Don't be afraid to go after what it is you want. Believe in who you are. Know what you want. Believe in what you're capable of. And go out there and try to get it, okay? Number eight, check in with yourself. Oh my gosh. I can't say that enough. Increase your awareness. Increase your self-awareness. That means paying attention to your thoughts, paying attention to your feelings, your emotions, your physical sensations, your behaviors, how you respond to things. Be aware of those things. So, earlier I said, I'm not asking you to be complacent. Well, if you're being self-aware, you're not going to be complacent because you'll modify what you need to modify. You don't have to be critical of yourself. You're just aware of how you're showing up in the world and modifying along the way. Okay. Number 9, be accountable and be positive. Okay. Listen, you're going to make mistakes. Okay. We all do. We're human, right? We're fallible. We are living life best that we can. So you're going to make mistakes, but when you make one, own it. Be accountable. Be responsible. And flip it around to something positive. Turn it into something better. Because when you're able to acknowledge the mistakes that you make, that's what builds courage and strength and character. Okay? Not making mistakes, making a mistake and owning it and doing something better about it. That's what builds character and courage and strength. And finally, number 10, use positive self-talk. We've talked about this before, about that critical voice. You know what I call it. Quiet the critic. Quiet the negative self-evaluation. Quiet the judgmental stuff that we have going on. Now listen, it will come and go. All right, I think I shared before how even I still struggle with that sometimes. But when you increase your self-awareness, you can pay attention to those things and you can modify along the way. Okay? When we accept, love, and embrace who we are, it doesn't matter what other people think about us. You can live life unapologetically and authentically you. It doesn't mean, again, that you get to walk around and live life wreaking havoc all over the world. No. But you get to be free. You get to be released from the bondage of what other people are thinking and your own criticisms. All right? So, thank you for being with me again. Stay tuned for next time. In the month of April, we're going to be talking about stress reduction because April is stress reduction month. So we will have a couple different segments on what is stress and what to do about it. All right. So until then, stay well, be empowered, live boldly and fully. This is Dr. Tara. Bye-bye.